It's February 4th, and the Blackhawks are 4-4-4 with 44 games left. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your DeBrincat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. The Blackhawks just completed their 12th game of this 56-game season. Last game of their 4-game homestand. Last game of their 2-game series with the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Blackhawks decide not to go to overtime this time and instead wind up with the victory. Final score, 6-4. Stop me if you've heard this before. Kevin Lankinen gets the start in net for the Blackhawks. This is his 9th start in the last 10 games. Yeah, he's the hot goalie. They're riding him. James Reimer getting the start for the Hurricanes. He's going to be getting the majority of the work for the foreseeable future because of Mrazek having surgery on his thumb. So it's a rematch of the last game between these two teams. And it was off to a pretty similar start. Once again, the Hurricanes getting out to the early lead just over a minute into the game. Hurricanes with the puck in the offensive zone, cycling it around, interchanging, creating some space for themselves, kind of mixing up the defensive coverage for the Blackhawks. And it creates a lot of time and space for Aho to get off a shot. And his shot beats Lankinen with a little bit of a screen in front. Now, the Blackhawks had a chance to completely suppress this shot. DeHaan needed to close him down. He didn't. He somehow just decided to stop like 10 feet away from Aho, even though Aho was flat-footed, essentially. I would understand if Aho was, moving because DeHaan, may not be able to keep up with him. But Aho's flat-footed, and he just was given a whole lot of time and space to just unload this shot. And if you close that down, as he should have, there's a real possibility that the shot doesn't even happen, whether it be getting a stick on the puck or just straight up blocking the shot with the body, or just, at the very least, creating a lot tougher of an angle for that puck to even get on net. But that didn't happen, and the Hurricanes go up 1-0 early. This Hurricanes team is a tough team to come back against, so getting down early against them in these last 2 games is certainly not the greatest strategy to have, but once again, the Blackhawks would turn to their red-hot power play to get them back into it. Just over 3 minutes into the game, the Blackhawks would get the puck into the offensive zone. Kubalik would then find Janmark, who is somehow all alone on the left-hand side, and he walks it in on Reimer, does a nifty little forehand, backhand, catch Reimer cheating, goes short side and in, and the Blackhawks have tied this game up. This would end up being a pretty good first period for the Hawks. It certainly helped that the Hurricanes were a bit naughty in that opening frame. They committed 4 penalties, and so that kind of led to the Hawks outshooting the Hurricanes 13-5 in that first, but they weren't just satisfied getting shots on net. They wanted to get the shots into the net, and they did. With just over 5 minutes left to go in the first period, Blackhawks on the power play, moving the puck around in the offensive zone. Alex DeBrincat kind of does a little backhand pass to Nicholas Beaudin at the point, and people are going to say he whiffs this, because it certainly looks like it, but in reality, it was a 4D assist. He swings so very hard at this puck, just to graze the puck with the heel of his stick, sending it perfectly angled sideways towards Dominik Kubalik, who then sends the puck to the moon. But first, rendezvousing in the back of the net. Hawks score and are up 2-1. The Blackhawks would get another power play opportunity before the period would expire, and not only would they get a power play opportunity, they would get a 5-on-3 advantage, and that's just enough of an advantage for Andrew Shaw to get a goal. Patrick Kane with a lovely pass right to his stick, all alone pretty much near the crease, and he just kind of taps it in there. And the Hawks score 3 power play goals in the first period. First time they've done that since 2015, and they take a 3-1 lead over the Hurricanes into the second period. And that's how this game would end. No need to talk about the second period. Seriously though, oh my god. That was not good. 42 seconds into the second period, the Hurricanes would put a shot on goal from the point. Beaudin would block it, but the puck would fall straight to Niederreiter's stick, and he would put the backhand past Lankinen, a sprawling Lankinen, I should add, and makes this a 3-2 game. And then literally 8 seconds after that, the Hurricanes pick off a pass in the neutral zone, take it in, throw the puck on net. Lankinen, big rebound, right to McGinn's stick, who has a wide open net. And not even a minute into the second period, this game is tied at 3. The Hurricanes would completely dominate the second period. The fact that they didn't score another goal in the latter 19 minutes of that second frame is kind of a mystery to me. The Hurricanes outshot the Hawks 17-9 in that middle frame, which honestly sounds better than it looked. Like, it was rough out there for the boys in red. But thankfully, those who created the rules of hockey created a timer, and eventually the second period ended, and we headed into the third period with this game tied at 3. Patrick Kane would take a penalty just 7 seconds into the third period, so the Hawks PK had to go to work early, and thankfully they were up to the task. As great as the power play was in this game, scoring 3 goals, the Hawks PK was absolutely fantastic as well. They went 4 for 4. Special teams as a whole for the Hawks was the reason why they won this game. And killing off this penalty early in the third seemed to give the Hawks some momentum, and Patrick Kane seemed like he wanted to make up for his little mistake there. Not quite 3 minutes into the third period, Patrick Kane would pick up the puck in the neutral zone, right-hand side, and he drives hard on Jacob Slavin, who is the older brother of Blackhawks prospect Josiah Slavin, and Patrick Kane he just fends him off and just gets a one-handed shot on net, and Jacob Slavin just kind of goes crashing into Reimer, and the puck just trickles in because of that, and it's a good goal. Kane didn't do anything wrong. He didn't shove him into the goaltender or anything, and the Hawks take a 4-3 lead. That lead would last all of 3 minutes, unfortunately. Blackhawks kind of get caught running around in their defensive zone. McGinn uncovers himself in the slot. Puck finds him, and he just puts it by Lankinen. Not a whole lot Lankinen could do about that one. And this game is tied back up at 4 goals apiece, and you just kind of had this feeling like, okay, Hawks are once again going to be going to overtime. Prepare yourselves. But apparently, the Cat was not a big fan of that idea. Patrick Kane, Alex DeBrincat, Pius Suter, all on the line. They get the puck into the offensive zone, and Alex DeBrincat finds Patrick Kane, and he's got a glorious opportunity to score. Reimer makes a save, but Patrick Kane finds the puck down below the goal line, gets it to Suter, who kind of grabs it out of midair right in front of the net. He puts it down, swings at it. Puck kind of is bouncing, but DeBrincat is right there. He cleans up the garbage, puts the puck into the net, and the Hawks grab the 5-4 lead with just under 8 minutes left to play. Eventually, the clock would wind all the way down until the point where the Hurricanes decided it would be a decent enough risk to take the goalie out in favor of an extra attacker, but unfortunately for them, it ended up backfiring. Just about 13 seconds left to go in the game. Patrick Kane with the puck to Alex DeBrincat, who would put it into that empty net, sealing the deal for the Hawks. DeBrincat's second goal of the game, Patrick Kane's 4th point of the night, and the Blackhawks fail to reach the overtime period and instead opt to win in regulation by a score of 6-4. So the Blackhawks pick up their 4th win of the season on February 4th to make the record 4-4-4 with 44 games left. I mean, it's just poetry in motion. Blackhawks are just surprising us in so many ways this season. It's quite nice. It really is. I certainly didn't expect the Hawks to grab 3 out of 4 points against the Hurricanes, especially considering they went down early in both those games. 2 goals in the last game, 1 goal in this one. The Blackhawks had to battle, and they did. They competed and worked hard to get that first game to overtime to grab a point and then win this one somehow. It's a pleasant surprise that they got these results. I'm very happy with how they played in this series. And in fact, the last 9 games, essentially, they've only lost 1 time in regulation in the last 9 games. They have 4 wins, 1 regulation loss, which you could argue like that was possibly the best game they've played in that stretch too, and somehow they lost in regulation. And then they have 4 overtime losses, overtime or shootout losses, I should say. So yeah, the Hawks have been on a pretty good stretch of play so far. It'd be nice to see them, keep it up. But they'll have to now go on the road to face the Dallas Stars, who are another really good team. They were in the Stanley Cup final last year. Janmark gets to play his former team. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully the Hawks can continue this run of play, continue this hard-working style they're playing, and maybe pick up some more points. That would be pretty nice. Now, the first game of that series is Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time, right before the Superb Owl. I'm thinking about streaming it. So let me know down in the comment section below if I should. I think it would be a good idea. We could talk about a lot of things. Hawks, hockey, football, Super Bowl, all the things. We could talk about so many things. But yeah, let me know if you think that's a good idea. Now, before I go, it's the end of the week, so I need to give out my Hawks Recap Blackhawk Player of the Week award, and there's some pretty good performances to choose from. Obviously, you have Kevin Lankinen, who was a stud this week in net, but you have Alex DeBrincat, who is fresh off the COVID list, getting 4 points in 2 games. You have Dominic Kubalik with 5 points in 3 games, but ultimately, I'm giving this prestigious and historic award this week to Patrick Kane. This is his second time getting this award this year. He had 7 points in 3 games this week. And so congratulations to Mr. Showtime for winning this prestigious and historic award once again. And so with that, thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.